PSA, job security doesn't exist. Some people make decisions because they think it helps their job security. They say things like lie low, don't go against the grain, all because they're afraid of losing their job. Job security doesn't exist. Time and time again, the market has shown us that you could be fired at the drop of a hat. Even 7-year-old kids don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. And you're a grown-ass adult and you still believe in job security? Wake up.
Job security doesn't exist anymore. I work at Google, which is considered to be a dream company by many. But in the last 2 years, I've seen managers and mentors getting laid off after 5 to 10 years of high performance at the company. And what happened is that the corporation needed to prioritize its bottom line over their personal goals. And no matter where you work, this is always going to happen. So as employees, the only way to give ourselves true job security is to have such an in-demand skill that you can work for any employer you choose. And in this day and age, you need to understand and be able to leverage AI so that you can automate the part of your job that doesn't need to be done by a human. What do you think?
Most job security is no longer secure. You fill out all these applications, you go on all of these interviews, you answer all of these questions, you fill out all of this paperwork, you take all of this training just for somebody to possibly snatch your job up after a month and a half due to performance issues. Fuck out there. Wake the fuck up, Preston. We are going through a renaissance period right now, and it is the digital renaissance, which means any motherfucking body who has enough gumption and enough wherewithal to actually start the process, do the process, and see the shit through can start making more money than a motherfucker who went to school, got good grades, and got the good job that they were supposed to retire from. There are some 9-to-5ers that are going to be an integral part of the economy, but we are quickly transitioning into an entrepreneurial economy.
There is no such thing as job security. A lot of people have said they've been going to big companies so they can get job security, and they're finding out that does not exist. Google, Facebook, all of these large tech companies are laying people off right now. Let me tell you a story about a family friend. He has worked at Foot Locker for 20 years. He has put a great portion of his life and time into that company, and he just got shit canned this week. Can you imagine working 20 years at a company and just getting, hey, we're letting you go, and you're in your 50s? It's too late to start over. You know, it's just a horrible situation. And I've known this for a long time because, you know, my family, we got started, you know, being entrepreneurs after, you know, my grandfather got screwed working for the same company, always got screwed on his bonus. And my dad saw that growing up and he says, that's not going to be me. And as soon as he started working for a company and got screwed, he started his own business. And at the end of the day, it is very risky running your own business. You're responsible for everything. But I think there's way more security in owning your own business because at the end of the day, I think you are always going to get screwed working for someone else. I see it with my friends. It's Christmas time. They work for these real estate companies. They always get screwed on their bonus, their commission. So at the end of the day, I recommend starting your own business. It's going to be 10 times more work than working a 9-to-5, but you are going to have more security in the long term. And especially we're about to enter another, recession, depression, and these companies have no loyalty anymore, and they are going to be laying off everyone. And it makes economic sense. Someone that's been there for 20 years, they've built in a high salary, their healthcare is higher. They are the first ones to go. They will hire new graduates to do the same job for half the price. So look at starting a business if you want to be, financially free, because, this myth of working for a big company and having job security is a joke.
This week during my one-on-one, I asked my boss if my job was secure because we're in a recession. Let's talk about it while I eat lunch. I think it's extremely important in order to be comfortable and confident to have that conversation with your boss, because at the end of the day, it's your paycheck, it's your livelihood, right? How I worded it was that I was becoming more and more concerned about the recession, and then I was becoming worried about my job security. And I wanted to talk to my boss about this whole situation because I'm not trying to leave. I would like to do everything I can to stay, but I'm just becoming worried. I don't know. I've always found it really important to voice my concerns, especially with my boss. And I kind of feel better talking about it, but I don't know.
in sales and you're looking to switch jobs, find a new job, or you're just a little nosy, the first thing you should do is go to RepView. Here you can see the highest paying companies. You can also do a deep dives into specific companies and see how other reps have rated the culture, what their base comp is, if there's a good product market fit, if they're getting like warm inbound leads. But more importantly, you can see how many of the reps are actually hitting quota, so you know if you're gonna make the amount of money that they tell you that you're gonna make. It's completely free to create an account and you can see all of the tea.
Guys, there's no such thing as job security. You see, if you have a job, if you work at a job that pays you very well, and you have a mortgage, your primary goal should be to pay off that mortgage. You see, if I have a job, if I find a job that pays me very well, my primary goal would be to pay off my mortgage. And if I have a car loan, that's my second my second goal is to pay off that car loan, because there's no such thing as job security these days. You can have a job today, you can lose it tomorrow. I have seen new hires who have only worked for 3 weeks, and the third week and the fourth week, you can see them, and when you ask, they will tell you that they have been laid off, they have been terminated. I've seen employees who have been at a company for 5+ years get laid off, terminated for minor reasons. And the one thing about employer is that if they want to terminate you, they will come out with just some type of crazy reason. Something like, oh, you should have clocked in by 7 a.m., but you clock in by 7:01. Something like that, like something that don't even make sense. Those are reasons why, employees can be terminated. So there's no such thing as job security. If you have a job, just keep your finger crossed. Make sure every morning when you wake up, you have to pray for your employer. If you have a job these days and you wake up from bed early morning, you don't receive a call from your employer, you have to pray for them. You have to pray, you have to make sure to pray for your employer. You pray for your manager, your supervisor. In fact, you have to pray for your co-workers.